Hello and welcome to another Disney Lorcana video here at Hobbies and Happiness. My name's Ian.
And I'm Jim. It's spoiler week again, every week.
All right, yeah. So we're getting down to the last of it. We're almost to Gen Con. So today we're going to talk about pretty much all the cards that were spoiled last week and today. So we're recording this on Monday, July 17th. And so we did get a few cards spoiled today. We didn't release a spoiler video last week, so we're gonna catch us up from everything that was spoiled last week. So we got quite a few to go over. Before we do that, don't forget, if you want to see more Disney Lorcana content from us, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you can turn on notifications so you can be notified when we release a new Disney Lorcana video on the channel. All right, so let's just dive right in, okay?
Yes.
So now, Jim, unfortunately, Jim was not here on our stream last week when we talked about some of these cards. There were people who made fun of Jim. I was not one of them, but there was a few that were like, if Jim was here, he would say this, and they were probably right. So
they're probably right.
Before we get
I'm about to say that.
Yeah,
right?
you probably are. Yeah. So the first one I want to touch on. I'm interested in your thought here. Yeah. It's Pongo or Rascal. So Pongo is a 2/3/2 for 4. He is inkable with the evasive keyword. He's a storyborn hero. So 2/3 stat line, 2 lore, and 4 cost. I'm interested on your thoughts with Pongo. Okay, so he does have evasive. Yeah. Okay, which evasive, I mean, I tend to look at evasive. I think that's a pretty powerful ability. I mean, it is. I mean, it's evasion. That is exactly what it's for. Yeah. I think it's the magic equivalent of flying, basically, right? So, what's your thoughts on a card like Pongo here?
Honestly, I think he's weak.
The stat line?
Yeah. All right. So I remember first time I saw him, and I'm like, I hate Pongo. I hate him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something about having a 2/3. All right, I'm saying 2/3 because of the 2 lords, like the attack, for 4 cost.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that stat line either. Like, again, I like the evasive, but again, like if we look at evasive, if you look at Peter Pan never landing in Emerald, he's a 3 cost 3/2. He's a 3/2/1.
Yes.
So he only has a 1 lore, but it's that inverse stat line.
Yes.
Like, give me that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I would much rather Pongo be a 3/2/2.
Yeah.
I would much prefer that.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
But again, I think if I see any card with 2, if he has 2 lore on an invasive creature, I'm most likely just questing with him.
Yeah.
Right. But again, at this point, it's like he dies to Peter Pan. Right. So how worth it is it? I don't know.
He dies to, what is it? Smash?
Smash. Yeah. Dies to Smash. So. Yeah. But Smash. It's so the tagline is gonna be "Dies to Smash."
Dies to Bolt.
Dies to Bolt. Yeah.
Gets smashed.
Yeah. So that's Pongo or Rascal. The next ones we want to touch on are Flotsam and Jetsam. So Flotsam and Jetsam are both Ursula's spies. So Jetsam is a 3/3/1 for 4 inkable in Amethyst with evasive, and then he has the ability Sinister Slither. Your character's named Flotsam gain evasive, and then there's Flotsam Ursula spy. He's a 3/4/2 for 5. In Amethyst, non-inkable with Rush, and then has the ability Dexterous Lunge. Your character's named Jetsam gain Rush. Both of these characters are storyborn allies, so they both play off of each other. So Flotsam not inkable, Jetsam is inkable. I think Jetsam's a better card because he has evasive, but Flotsam does have 1 more lore. Jim, what's your thoughts when you see these cards?
So when I first saw them, I kind of wished that Flotsam was the 4-drop and Jetsam was the 5-drop, because that way you're able to attack with Flotsam instantly when he comes in on turn 4, and then turn 5 you're able to give your stuff evasive and swing in with both of them attacking creatures, right? Because now you give Jetsam Rush when he comes into play. So you're getting 3 attacks off over the course of the 2 turns rather than Jetsam and then Flotsam swinging for 2.
Okay, Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah.
Just
I don't understand.
Sorry, when you said Flotsam and Jetsam, I'm sorry. Flotsam. I had to laugh a little bit.
Flotsam and Jetsam. Dan, it's just a meme, man.
I'm like the only one who finds that funny.
Dan's like, how dare you pronounce things incorrectly? Anyway, back to my GIFs.
Oh,
my
yeah,
GIFs.
yeah. I'm sorry, that's just funny. No, but you're 100% right. Like the way they're set up right now, it's slow.
Yeah,
it seems like it's slow.
just a thing, right? Like
yeah,
it's
right,
just something.
right. Now they play off each other. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. One thing I asked chat on Friday, right, was like, is there a world where you play one of these and not the other? Because clearly, like the way it's designed, you're like incentivized almost to play both of them because they play off each other, right? Now, evasive I think is stronger than rush. Now, what's interesting too is you look at Jetsam. Jetsam's a common. Flotsam is a rare, which that's like interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, Flotsam has 2 lore. Is that the reason he's a rare? That's weird.
Maybe it's because he has rush.
But I think evasive is stronger than rush, right? You know, because like evasion, any sort of evasion, in my mind, is going to be worth more than something I can attack with. Because again, remember in this game, you know, I would much rather quest the turn I come in instead of just attacking another creature, because that's basically like board control. Right.
Yeah.
So again, time will tell how we continue to evaluate this, but that's just kind of how I see it right now. Yeah.
I mean, I personally like rush a lot more, just because, like you were talking about, being able to control the board when my opponent is trying to now race the clock, essentially.
But at that point, you're still behind. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, I guess you're technically always behind when you're playing control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
You're always behind until you stabilize.
No, right, exactly. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So control players are typically working from the back.
Yeah.
Right? You are trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Right? And then once you are at that point of stabilization, you're like, okay, now I will play these couple cards. Okay, now I win.
Yeah.
Right. So that makes sense.
But the thing about a 3/4, trying to utilize it as a control card at a 5 cost doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, the other one is, I mean, you're 3/3 for 4. I mean, you're still not on rate, but again, with those abilities,
I was meaning for like control. So it was like the rush comes in and can attack a creature where the evasion can't come in and attack a creature.
Right.
That's what I was meaning for.
Yeah, which again, when you're saying play a card and then immediately attack with it, that's normally not what you're doing with a control game plan.
Yeah.
It's really
this
weird.
Is a different game.
No, exactly.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's weird, like when we think about it and analyze it. So anyway, that's Flotsam and Jetsam. The next card I want to touch on is our first quasi board wipe. It's a grab your sword. So grab your sword is a 5-cost action song in steel. It says deal 2 damage to each opposing character. I put out a tweet when this was spoiled. Like, I had some positives and some negatives here. It's not a board wipe. Okay, it's not a board wipe, but it only targets my opponent's stuff. It doesn't hit my stuff. It doesn't target either. It's AOE. It's AOE. Removal. Okay.
Put quotes around that.
Yeah, exactly. Big giant quotes around that. Okay.
And it's a song.
So I could potentially play this for free
with an Ariel.
Yeah. So there's a lot to like here.
Oh, spoilers.
So now Jim, the one thing I want to ask you first. Okay. Well, give me your thoughts on this card, and then I've got a question for you. What's your thoughts here?
So 5 is a lot for just 2 damage, but it is just opponent's stuff.
Yeah.
Which that part's big. And the cost does have to be a little bit higher because it is a song and you can just cast a card for free.
Yeah.
So
I'm casting this for free. I love it. I think it's great.
Yes.
Great.
100%.
If I'm paying 5 for this, I don't know if I like it less. I like it a lot less.
Like it less. But if you are spending, and like if your opponent's playing a low to the ground aggro, aggro list, and it's just like, hey, this is going to kill 3 of your cards.
Yeah,
I'll pay 5.
If you're playing like Turbo Stitch and trying to get out all your low cost 1/1s, 2/2s,
I will play this for 5 cost and be extremely happy.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much better when you can cast this for free. Okay. Now the question that I have for you is, now that we see this card, okay, because I have my thoughts here, but what's your thought on this? Okay, do you think we are going to get a traditional board wipe? Now that we've seen a card like Grab Your Sword, do you think we will get a traditional board wipe? When I say traditional board wipe, what I mean is a card that essentially states destroy all characters. Black Hole from Yu-Gi-Oh! Wrath of God from Magic the Gathering. That type of effect. Do you think we'll see that type of effect in set 1 now that we've seen a card like Grab Your Sword?
In set 1?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay. I agree. I don't think we're going to see it in set number 1. I think it'll happen eventually. I just don't think we're going to see it right away. And especially now that we've seen Grab Your Sword, I don't think we will. However, okay, when we see Grab Your Sword, the color steel, the steel ink is very much like the color red in Magic the Gathering. Okay,
100%.
In the color red in Magic the Gathering, is that the color where you traditionally see board wipes?
No.
You
if
see
we're talking
direct
about
damage.
Destroy everything. Yeah, it would be deal X damage.
It'd be deal X
whatever it
damage.
is.
What colors do you see those effects in Magic?
Yeah, so if it's destroy everything or banish everything, it would be white and black.
White and black. White and black are the two cards we're going to see that. So, with that question, steel is where we see direct damage, the way we've seen it in Lorcana. If we were to see a card like that, I would venture to guess it would be in not emerald. It would probably be amethyst. I think it would be amethyst.
I can see there being a bounce.
A bounce in emerald. I think emerald would be bounce. Yeah. But board wipe would probably be in like amethyst.
Yeah. Which I'd love that. Make it happen.
Yeah, so do I. I agree. But I wanted to throw that to you because that's a big question that I had since seeing Grab Your Sword. But I really love everything there is about. I really do like this card.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna see a lot of play. And I know it already is seeing play in the, we'll call it the limited metagame that does exist.
Oh yeah, the competitive scene for Lorcana. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, the next one I want to talk about, it's Anna. It's Anna, heir to Arendelle. Jim's a big Frozen guy, so we're going to talk about Anna here. Anna, heir to Arendelle, is a 2/4/2 for 4 and is inkable in Amethyst. She is a Storyborn hero queen and has the ability Loving Heart. When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play, choose an opposing character. The chosen character does not ready at the start of their next turn. Now, before I pass it to Jim here, it clearly plays off of Elsa. Any Elsa, it is not just Elsa Snow Queen. Elsa Snow Queen does have the ability where you can tap her to tap an opposing character, okay? Or exert, okay? So clearly it's meant to, you want to play Elsa first, tap her. I believe Elsa costs 3. You can tap her, tap one of your opponent's stuff, then you play Anna on curve. And then she comes down. Okay, now you can't untap that said thing. Okay. Now, Jim, what's your thought when you see Anna here?
You know, it's a nice little combo you can do, and it makes sense with Anna and Elsa.
Yeah.
Stat line, I think she's all right. That bigger toughness with 2 lore for 4 cost. I like that. And but just being able to stall out your opponent, it plays to the theme of Frozen.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess we'll find out, is this good?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But just stat wise, I think it's all right.
I mean, these types of effects historically are good in all TCGs, right? When we first saw Elsa, we were saying because before we knew how the game played, and we talked about sleep effects, because this is essentially, it's a sleep effect or freeze effect, okay, in other games, okay? And we said, like, we would much prefer to see Elsa where it says you tap the opposing character, they don't untap on their untap or ready step, right? I think we'll get there eventually, but I like where this is at right now. I really like the play. And again, it's important. This is it's Elsa. We know there's at least I believe there's at least 2 other Elsas we're going to see in set 1, okay? So this does not say Elsa Snow Queen. It's any Elsa. All right. So that's important to know. But I do like Anna, heir to Arendelle. The next one is we love this card. It's Ariel, Spectacular Singer. Ariel, she's a 2/3/1 for 3 and is inkable in Amber. She is a Storyborn Hero Princess, and with the ability Singer 5, it says this character counts as cost 5 to sing songs.
So good.
And has the ability Musical Debut. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a song card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Jim, what do you think about Ariel Spectacular Singer here? I know you like this card.
I guess you could say that this card is spectacular.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
I absolutely love this card. You're going to be able to dig top couple cards of your deck, hopefully find a song, which as of right now, we don't have too many songs, and they're showing like 2 in each color. Well, from what we've seen already. So at best, you're going to have an okay amount to hit for her effect.
They could also be putting like more songs in certain colors than others.
But going into the future, this
it's
card
just
is going to
get
get so much better.
It's going to get so much better.
You're going to be playing Ariel. This card is your only creature with a bunch of songs.
So, like, let me ask you this: do you play Ariel Spectacular Singer in a non-song deck, like in a deck that you're not prioritizing a lot of songs, or is it just?
I don't think I would.
Again, like we don't know until we see more cards, right? But I mean, that's clearly the archetype which is going to shine is those song-based decks. I mean, I even said like I would play this card if she was a 0/1. Like an 0/1/1, because again, that singer ability is so cool. It's so good. I love the design of it. I think it's it's simple to understand. It takes a mechanic already existing in the game and just makes it that much better. So I think it's very, very cool. So let's stay on that singer train. But the other thing too is that Musical Debut, that's like the cherry on top.
Yeah, it's great.
Like it's just ETB, give me another song in hand. Oh yes, please. Yeah. It's just, this card is so great. So let's just stay on that singer theme for a second. And let's talk about Sebastian, Court Composer. A 2-cost, 2/2/1, inkable. He's a Storyborn ally, also in Amber, Singer 4. So he's a French vanilla. This is basically a French vanilla, right? No other text but that Singer 4. Again, it's that same thing with Ariel. He can just sing songs that are a little bit higher costed than him. So I love that singer ability. But yeah, that's Sebastian. Now this next card is kind of where it's at. I think we both really like this one. It's Ursula's Shell Necklace.
Oh, this one.
Ursula's Shell Necklace is a 3-cost item. Okay, non-inkable item in Amber. It has the ability to now sing. Whenever you play a song, you can pay 1 ink to draw a card. Jim, what do you think about Ursula's Shell Necklace?
All right, so when I first saw this card, I'm like, oh, it's 3 costs, do nothing until you play a song, and then you pay 1 more to draw you a card. But it's not once per turn. And the other part of it, the other part that really stuck out to me when not even realizing it is remembering you can play these songs for free.
Yes!
Then you're just paying 1 to draw a card on top of whatever else it is that you're doing.
Can you imagine?
Phenomenal.
Can you imagine singing "Friends on the Other Side"? You're drawing 2 cards for free, and then you pay 1 to draw another card. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That is just so good. So good.
Yeah. And then let's say there was another really good card you could play in Amber that did stuff with singing cards or singing songs. I don't know, Ariel and Sebastian, just to get you even higher value of dropping them lower cost, and then
lower on the curve.
Lower on curve.
Yeah, right.
And then Ariel's just like, we're gonna get you a card, and then you're gonna pay 1 more cost to draw you another card.
Hang on. Hold the phone. You know what I just realized? Okay, so Sebastian's a 2-drop, right? But he has Singer 4.
Yep.
Friends on the Other Side is 3 cost. So you can pull.
Well, you can't do this all on turn 3 though, because you won't have the extra resource.
You don't have the extra resource, right? But still, even without the Shell Necklace, just thinking about like playing Sebastian on 2 and then singing Friends on the Other Side with Sebastian. I mean, that's good value. That really is kind of good value though.
It's going to be nice value.
It's pretty cool. So
the more I look at these cards, the more I'm like, I can't wait to see someone do something with these cards.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is Gaston, Arrogant Hunter. So Gaston, Arrogant Hunter is a 2-cost inkable 4/2/0 in Ruby. He's a storyborn villain with the reckless keyword. Means this character cannot quest and must challenge each turn if able. Jim, I'm interested in your thoughts here because this is the first character that we've seen with 0 lore.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's a 4/2 for 2.
That is a big boy, man.
What do you think about Gaston here?
This is really just a slow removal card. That's that's all he is.
Yeah.
I do like him in terms of that.
Yeah.
Right. In red, you're going to be doing 4 damage for 2 cost, and it's inkable.
Yeah, he is inkable. I mean, initially, I'm like, I don't like the reckless because again, I would much rather prefer to just utilize this when I see fit. Yeah. Right. But again, like it's a persistent threat. That's the thing. Your opponent's gonna have to make some interesting decisions of okay, fine. Who do I quest with? I mean, he's gonna be able to take out probably quite a bit of bodyguards. You know,
he's gonna be able to take out a lot of cards.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be able to take out a lot, and then you'll be able to time it right of when you want to attack with him or challenge with him on your turn. Like you get in for a minimal amount of damage with maybe another card, and then you swing in for that final 4 with Gaston. I like the design, so I really like the design on Gaston. But again, it's an interesting card for sure. Let's stay on this Ruby train here, okay? But this next one, Fan the Flames. Fan the Flames is a 1-cost inkable action in Ruby. And it says, ready chosen character. They cannot quest for the rest of the turn. Yeah. Jim, what do you think? What do you see when you see Fan the Flames?
All right. What I see of this card is fan of Knives, which is an ability in all the games I play. Okay. And so when I first read this, I read it fan of Knives. And Dan's like, what are you talking about? So that's what I see. Fan of Knives. So fan the Flames. Yeah. This card's amazing. I love this card. There's so many combos you could do with this. We talk about the Aladdin. We talk about the Mulan setup as well. And your opponent's not going to like it when you drop it on them. Because even if you can quest and then attack something, this is going to be a dangerous card. Not a lot of people are going to be expecting it, and you're going to make some really crazy plays.
Yep. Now, the other thing is anytime I look at a card, right, I look at versatility, right? Yep. And so the place where this stands out is offensively on your turn. Okay. Also defensively, okay, of removing your stuff from danger, just untapping it, saying, okay, you can't challenge me. But another place you could use this is remove a bodyguard from your opponent. If your opponent has a bodyguard, you just say, nope, I will ready that character, and now I can attack the other people that you were trying to protect.
That's offensive playing Fan the Flames.
Yes, correct. Yes, absolutely. So Fan the Flames, I think, a very versatile tool, and it's an uncommon for, and it's inkable. Yeah. An uncommon for 1.
Is this one of the best cards in the game?
It's very. I'm a fan of Fan the Flames. Okay?
Ursula shell necklace, bad card, not inkable. Next.
True. The next 2, I want to touch on real quick. It's Break and If It's Not Baroque. So If It's Not Baroque is a sapphire action for 3, uninkable. It says return an item card from your discard to your hand. Break is a 2-cost inkable action in steel. It says banish chosen item. Now I see both of these essentially just as baseline cards. Basically meaning, okay, I can expect to pay 2 for the effect of banish chosen item, and 3 for the effect of returning an item from discard to my hand. That's kind of how I view these. It was also mentioned to me like the break makes Beast better. Right, because that Beast has this ability stapled onto him, and I think he is a 5-cost. So Beast is a 5-cost 4/4/2. And with the ability Break. So this is the exact ability that's stapled onto Beast. Okay. So if we're paying, was it 3? No, 2 for that. then Beast is already statted very well. He's a 4/4/2 for 5, right? But again, I view these basically just as baseline cards. Just we get a baseline of what you can expect to pay for these effects. So when it comes to analyzing cards, it just gives you kind of a good place to look at those from. So the next one, let's touch on. These were revealed from the event in Berlin. It was a secret meeting-ish in Berlin over the weekend. The first one is Prince Phillip, Dragonslayer. So Prince Phillip Dragonslayer is a 4-cost uninkable 3/3/2 storyborn hero prince with the ability Heroism. When this character challenges and is banished, you may banish the challenged character. So the way to use this is again, if I read this right, when he challenges and is banished, I believe this means it will only trigger on your turn when you are challenging someone. And then he gets banished because of it, you banish the card that you are challenging. Okay. So he wants to swing into large cards like, I don't know, maybe a Maleficent, you know.
Dragon form Maleficent.
Yes, yeah. So, Jim, what do you think about Prince Phillip? Wait a second. I know what Jim thinks. It's uninkable bad card. Move on.
Uninkable bad card, but it is removal.
It is removal.
Removal on a stick.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. It's uncommon. So, I mean, the question is, he's got 2 lore on him. Are you utilizing this for questing? It really depends on what's on board, right?
Yeah, it does really depend.
I would like to get this on board ahead of time. Quest, my opponent plays something. All right, now I can stay upright, and then I feel pretty good if my opponent uses some removal on him.
Oh yeah,
you know.
100%.
But I mean, that does die to Smash, and that's only 2. I believe Smash costs 2.
Yeah.
But he's gonna demand some attention, right? With that ability.
Yeah. I like 1-for-1 cards.
Yeah.
And this will just get you whatever big creature you want out of the way.
And with upside, right? Because potentially questing for more ahead of that. So yeah, I do like this card. I like the artwork as well for sure. So all right, the next one, we've got another Aladdin. So this is Aladdin Street Rat. Aladdin Street Rat is a 3-cost inkable 2/2/1 storyborn hero with the ability Improvise. When you play this character, each opponent loses a lore. He's a common card. Jim, what do you think about Aladdin here?
I love this effect of just being able to get rid of my opponent's lore. Sure, it doesn't gain you a lore from the effect itself, but just being able to control your opponent's lore counters is great.
And so far, we're seeing this strictly in Ruby, in the color Ruby, which is interesting. So more effects like this, please. I really, really like it.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the next one I want to touch on is this Musketeer Tabard. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Musketeer Tabard.
Tabard.
It's that might be it. Honestly,
it's Tabard.
It's Tabard. Okay. See, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys.
LOL, he pronounces so wrong, guys. Tabard.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that one. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a 4-cost uninkable item in steel. It says all for one and one for all. Whenever one of your characters with bodyguard is banished, you may draw a card. So makes all of your, it's card draw, but it cares about bodyguards. Yeah. Jim, what do you think about this card?
Man, honest, I kind of really like it.
Okay.
I kind of really like it.
Okay.
Sure, it's not inkable, so I shouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be getting you, it's going to be protecting the cards you want to protect, or getting you value from protecting the cards you want to protect.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it makes bodyguard that much better, I think.
And it's not once per turn either.
No, yeah.
It's just whenever something with bodyguard ties, draw a card. So I do really like this card. 4 is a little bit expensive, but again, it can activate a lot of times.
Yeah, yeah. So now we're seeing the bodyguard matters synergies. Yep. And that upside. Bodyguard already has upside, but now this just gives it that much more upside.
If you have multiples of these out, you draw 2 cards?
Yeah.
Like it.
Correct.
I like it.
Yeah. Exactly. So, So the last thing we've got a lot of vanilla cards that were spoiled as well. We've got Kronk is a 6-cost 6/6/2 inkable in steel. We have Lilo Making a Wish, Storyborn Hero. She's a 1/1/2 for 1 non-inkable story in amber. That stat line is the same stat line that we've seen on Baby Maleficent, as she has been dubbed by the community. One thing that I'm curious as to your take on this, okay? With that stat line, 1 cost, 1/1/2. I thought that we would see, that would be a cycle, where we would see this in every color. Now, when we had our stream, there were people who don't think that's the case. They think it's only going to be in these colors because it plays more to the play style of that color or that identity. What do you think? Because I see that argument. I think that makes sense. But I mean, if it's vanilla, I'm just like, I would expect it to be everywhere. What do you think?
I can see it just to be able to give everyone those early game plays of having something to do versus, oh, all right, I have to wait till now turn 2. Giving you more options for your turn 1 play across the board. Sure, it's all going to be the same, but I can see it being a cycle.
I can see it too, but also I can see it from the standpoint of these colors are going to have better answers for early game, and then other colors are going to have better answers for the late game. So I can see both. But I'm interested to see if we're going to get a cycle for that, but who knows. Then we have King Triton, the Sea King. He is a 7-cost inkable 5/9/2.
I like this guy.
You do?
I like him. I like seeing that big old willpower.
I
do wish it was the 3 lore.
But it's 7.
Yeah, it is 7, but it is inkable.
True.
I just really like seeing that ginormous 9 toughness.
Yeah. And then we had Minnie Mouse is a 1-cost 1/3/1 inkable in ruby. It's Minnie Mouse, always classy. She's a Storyborn Hero. This is basically Olaf. We've seen the same stat line in Olaf. And the last one that we had, not the last one. We had Duke of Wesselton. Duke of Wesselton is a 1-cost inkable 2/2/1. I'm sorry, Duke of Weaseltown. Wesselton. Yeah. He's a 2/2/1 for 1 inkable in emerald. He is Duke of Wesselton, opportunistic official. He's a Storyborn villain. This does complete a cycle, so now we have this same stat line for this cost in every color. So yeah, we've got that. I'm going to show that on screen. I can't remember what each one is. I know it's Flounder. There's a Lilo. Not Lilo, but there's a Stitch. I think it's Stitch New Dog. So we do have this stat line in every single color. The last one, this is a vanilla, but this is vanilla that actually looks pretty good. It's a 5-cost inkable 3/6/3 in sapphire. It's Maleficent Uninvited. She's a Dreamborn villain sorcerer. She had no invitation and needed no introduction. Jim, what do you think about Maleficent Uninvited here?
Beautiful card. I love it. That big toughness, 3 lore, 5 cost, inkable. Sign me up for this card all day.
Yeah, I like it.
Especially that it can sing all the songs that we know of so far, because all of them are 5 or less.
Right, but I don't want to sing with her.
I'm just saying it's possible.
It is possible. But I don't want, with that 3 lore.
Yeah.
That's what I want to.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine? Imagine with me for a moment, will you? Yes. Okay. You have Maleficent Uninvited on board. You know what? We'll just forget this. But Maleficent with Mulan.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Oh dude, that's pretty crazy. That's kind of crazy. Because I was initially thinking Hades, but Hades only buffs himself.
Yeah.
But still, if you had that Maleficent and Hades, oh goodness.
Well, yeah, because with that Hades, he gets +1 for each one of your villains, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I mean,
it's just that's a lot of lore on board.
Yeah,
that's a lot of lore 100%. On board.
Yeah.
I mean, if you imagine Maleficent and then Baby Mal, well, you can't do that because then she's in Amethyst.
Yeah.
So you can't have those 3 because they're in 3 different colors. But still, that's kind of crazy.
One day we'll have a 3-color format.
One day we will. I'm sure
One
we
day.
will. All right. Well, that's all we got free. That's all we got free today. We went over a lot of cards,
Yes.
kind of sped through them. But with that, I want to kick it to you guys. What do you guys think? What were some of your favorite cards that were revealed last week? Let us know. We'd be very interested to know. Is it Ariel, Spectacular Singer? Is it Maleficent? Which one is it? You let us know. You let us know down below. Be interested to know what you think. I want to see more Emerald cards. I don't know about you, Jim. What
100. I love the Emerald card.
the Emerald color looks very, very cool. I'm very interested to see more of those cards. So with that, thanks everybody for being here. Don't forget, if you want to see more Lorcana content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell notification so you can be notified when we release more Disney Lorcana content on the channel. So thanks everybody for being here. We'll catch you in the next Disney Lorcana video. See you, everybody.
Take care.